Students, let's start chapter 3, whole numbers. So, we are going to introduce this chapter first. Now, what is natural numbers? Then we'll come to the whole numbers. What is natural number? Simply you can say all counting numbers are natural numbers. All counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. All counting numbers are natural numbers. Then, what about whole numbers? All natural numbers with zero. All natural numbers with zero are known as whole numbers. What is the difference between natural numbers and whole numbers? In natural numbers, we begin from 1. In whole numbers, we included 0. But in natural number, we don't have 0. So, whole numbers begin from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Now next is successor and predecessor of a whole number. Think any whole number. Suppose 6. Now what will be the successor? We will simply add 1 to given whole number. We will get its successor by adding 1 to the given whole number. This is our successor. This one is successor. What about predecessor? We can obtain predecessor of any number just subtracting 1 from it. Suppose we want to know the predecessor of 5. What we will do? We will subtract 1 minus 1. So 4 is the predecessor of whole number 5. Now let's discuss properties of addition and subtraction on whole numbers. We are going to discuss properties of addition and subtraction on whole numbers. So let's see the first property, closure property. So what is the closure property? Closure property says if A and B is any whole number, we can say A and B is any whole number. This one is any whole number. Then A plus B is also a whole number. Let's take example 2 and 3. These are whole number. We know what is whole number. It begins from 0. Natural number with the 0 is whole number. So let's see. We have taken any two whole numbers, 2 and 3. So see, when we will add these two whole numbers, we get a whole number or not? Yes, 5. 5 is also a whole number. So we get a whole number. So what is the property? If A and B is any whole number, then its sum is also a whole number. If you will take any two whole numbers and you will find out their sum, you will get again a whole number. So this property exists in addition. Now what is for the subtraction? Any whole number, we have taken any whole number. Suppose again we have taken 3 and 2. Let's discuss one more thing. If we add in this way 3 plus 2, it remains also 5. There is not any change. Now look at this. Again we have taken two whole numbers, 3 and 2. If we subtract 3, we find the difference of 3 and 2, we get 1. Yes, 1 is a whole number. But if we find the difference of 2 and 3, if we have taken the smaller number first, so we cannot subtract this bigger number from smaller number. So this concept you will do in integers also. So we are not able to subtract a bigger number from smaller number. So if we subtract, we will take first bigger number and then smaller number. Then the property holds. But if we have taken first smaller number, then bigger number, here we will get answer -1. Basically, this is the concept of integers. You will do in the next chapter. But when we subtract a smaller number, bigger number from the smaller number, we get our answer in negative form. But negative numbers are not whole numbers. So this property is not applicable to the subtraction on whole numbers. So we can say that a minus b cannot be a whole number. So next property, commutative law of addition. So what is this commutative law of addition? If a and b is any whole number, then a plus b is equal to b plus a. See, look at this property. Only the order is changed. In this, a comes first, in that b comes first. But their sum remain same. So let's take one more example. 5 and 7. These are two whole numbers. So let's see 5 plus 7 and 7 plus 5. 5 plus 7 is equal to 12 and 7 plus 5 is also equal to 12. So it means 5 plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 5. But what about both of these? Both are equal to 12. So commutative law holds in addition. So we have taken commutative law of addition. In this we have taken commutative law of addition. Now we will check the commutative law of subtraction. So again we have taken the same number. Let 5 minus 7 and 7 minus 5. 5 minus 7 and 7 minus 5. 5 minus 7, as I told you, when we subtract the bigger number from the smaller number, we get negative number. So 7 minus 5, 2, minus 2. Here we get 2. So minus 2 not equal to 2. So we can say a minus b not equal to b minus a. With the change of order, this a minus b is not equal to the second one. So this property is not, a commutative property is not applicable to the subtraction on whole numbers. Now additive property of 0. So what is additive property? If we add any whole number and 0, we get number itself. Suppose any whole number 8. And if we add 8 and 0, or you can say 0 and 8, we get 8 only. Sum of any whole number and 0 is always number itself. Or you can say 0 is the identity for addition. What we can say? 0 is the identity for addition. But what happened if it comes in the case of subtraction? Suppose 8 minus 0, it is 8. But 0 minus 8, it is minus 8. So these are two different things. So again, this additive property of 0 is not applicable to the subtraction on whole numbers. Next, associative law. For associative law, we will take 3 whole numbers. So let's take 3 whole numbers. A, B, C are any 3 whole numbers. If we talk about associative law of addition, then A plus B plus C is equal to A. These 3 are A. What? Sorry. Again I am going to write A plus B is equal to A plus B. So what we have seen in this, if we first add B and C, then whatever the sum comes, we'll add it to the A. And in this, first we will add A and B, whatever the sum, we will add it to the C. So bracket always on priority basis. So let's take example. Let's take any number. You can say 2, 3, 4. A is 2, B is 3, C is 4. First we will see what comes in the left hand side. So here 2 remains as it is, 3 plus 4, 7. So we get 9. So now what about right hand side? 2 plus 3 and plus 4. I told you that first we'll solve the bracket. 5 plus 4. Again we get 9. So these both are equal. A plus B plus C, or A plus B first, then plus C. These both are equal. So associative law of addition is applicable on whole numbers. Now we will check whether it is applicable on subtraction of whole numbers or not. Let's take again this number. So first we find out A. So here what we will do, we will just change the sign. Wherever it is plus, we will just write down the minus. So A is 2 minus 3 minus 4. So as I told you, when we subtract bigger number from smaller number, we get negative sign, a number with negative sign, minus 1. So minus and minus, it is plus. We cannot keep two signs in between two numbers. So we convert this into single sign. So minus into minus, plus. So here we get 3. What about A minus B minus C? Now A is 2 minus 3 minus 4. So minus 1 minus 4. Here we get minus 5. So these two are different. So again we can say associative law is not applicable on the subtraction of whole numbers. So these all are properties of addition and subtraction on whole numbers. Thank you, students.